Good morning. Welcome
Morning.
to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lynchburg. We are glad you are here. Whoever you are, whatever your beliefs, whatever your age or your gender identity, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. As we work together for justice, compassion, and peace, we also acknowledge with humility that our buildings sit on traditional Monacan land. My name is Courtney Senna, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Engagement for this congregation. I've been a member for a little over 20 years. If you are with us for the first time on Zoom or in the sanctuary, we are glad you chose to be here this morning to participate in the service for this congregation we love. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter and Friday email updates, please fill out the virtual visitor card found on our website at uulynchburg.org under Sunday services, or fill out the yellow card found in the back of the chair in front of you and place it in the offering basket when it passes by. We offer a special welcome today to our generosity speaker, Kyle, from Camp Kumbaya, and he'll be joining us a little later to tell us all about the wonderful camp. Also, Jane Pianowski-Fagiano and her partner Billy are visiting us here today. Jane is if you don't know, Jane is our amazing newsletter editor who gets it out every month, and we are so grateful to have her, and we are very glad to have them visiting here with us today. Please make sure to say thank you when you see her during coffee hour. And if you're able to, we invite you to meet up with us for lunch at Charlie's Restaurant on Old Graves Mill Road after services to spend some time with Jane and Billy. Our monthly Star Trek class will meet at 2 p.m. today in the library at U House. Join us to share an episode of Star Trek that focuses on the theme of awakening curiosity. Finally, wow, we've got a lot this morning. Okay, join us next week for our multi-generational leave-taking service. It'll be Rev Terre's final service, and we will also be celebrating Luther's graduations. And then please join us on June 6th for our annual picnic at the Riverside Park Pavilions. There will be no, it is June 7th, thank you. Appreciate that.
Whoops.
Yeah,
thanks.
It is Sunday, June 7th, and there will be no service in this building on that day. We will all be meeting there during our usual service time, but we will have Zoom available for those of you who can't attend in person. And you can check out the Facebook page or our weekly email to learn more about that. Now, I invite us to release our worries about the world and our own lives as we enter into the service by taking some slow, calming breaths.
Let us join together in our unison chalice lighting. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life. So it's time, roomies, to say good morning to the Zoomies. Good morning, Zoomies. Zoomies, say good morning to the roomies. Good morning, roomies. It's great to be together. Being your minister for the last 6 years has been a real gift in my life. And I was talking to Kyle earlier, and he said, I was here last year, and it was your last year. It's like, well, life changes. Yes, but this time I really am retiring. So I thought this morning we could take some time to just reflect on our time together. So these years have seen great change in our society, in our congregation, in our own lives. We've shared joys, sorrows, disagreements, new learning, milestones. There's a lot to remember, a lot to say goodbye to, and a lot to celebrate. So in that spirit, I invite us to rise in body or spirit to share hymn number 360. Seated. One thing I get happy about and will remember, it's always so nice when Jan's in the congregation because her voice is so wonderful.
I know.
And I don't have to listen to my voice.
Yes, we are very lucky to have her to carry the rest of us.
Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you, but I will.
It's very true.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a really good book this morning, and no children right now, but that's okay, because this is a great book for all of us. All right! Yay! Good morning, Emma. I'm so glad to see you. All right, so on the last few weeks, we've been talking about curiosity and all kinds of fun things. And today we're talking about celebrations and remembering things that we've built together and what we can do when we're a community. And so this book is going to be really special for that. And it's called In a Jar. Llewellyn was a collector. He collected things in jars. When he held a jar and peered inside, Llewellyn remembered all the wonderful things he had seen and done. He collected small, ordinary things like buttercups, feathers, and heart-shaped stones. He's also got some spider webs here and a snail. I have a whole tank of those at home. He's got some crayons in a jar. But one night, the sunset painted the sky the color of tart cherry syrup. Llewellyn ventured down to the shore with as many jars as he could carry. A little girl named Evelyn was there too. Llewellyn scooped that cherry light into his jars, and when he was done, he gave one to Evelyn. Evelyn took the jar home, and to her surprise, it glowed through the night with the memory of that sunset. From then on, Llewellyn and Evelyn collected things together. They collected things hard to hold, like rainbows. Look at the rainbow in the jar. And the sound of the ocean and the wind just before snow falls. They collected things you might not think would even fit in a jar, but somehow they did. They collected the wonders of winter. Look, they put a little fox in a jar. I'm not sure what he thinks of that. And then we've got an owl over here and some cocoa. I like that idea. The newness of spring and the long days and shadows of summer. Fireflies. Yeah. Over time, their jars filled the walls of Llewellyn's home. Oh my goodness, look at how many jars. But one day, Evelyn had sad news. Her family was moving away. Too soon, it was time to say goodbye. With Evelyn gone, Llewellyn's heart felt like an empty jar. One night, Llewellyn lay awake. Falling stars glittered against the night sky. He wondered if Evelyn could see them too. Then he had an idea. Llewellyn tiptoed out into the moonless night and collected the meteor shower in a jar. I know, right? The next day, he prepared a package. And so he wrapped it up so carefully in a box with some tissue paper, and he took it to the post office, and then they put it on a plane because Evelyn went so far away. So it flew from Llewellyn to Evelyn, and then the post truck took it to her house. When the box arrived and Evelyn opened the jar, the stars in the night sky fell all around her. Evelyn knew just what to do. She collected the sounds, the crowds, and the bright night lights of her new home and sent them all to Llewellyn. And so, when the golden leaves of autumn began to fall once again, Llewellyn set out to collect a jar full for Evelyn. A little boy named Max was there too. Luckily, Llewellyn had brought an extra jar. The end. Did you like that? I like that story too.
I don't have jars, but I have memories in my head and my heart. Like, I remember when you've drawn pictures for me, beautiful pictures that I have at home on my refrigerator.
Emma's such a good artist.
I know, and one of my really happy memories is not only knowing all our children, but getting to work with Courtney too. We have fun working together.
We do have fun together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are great memories that I'll keep forever.
Yep. We can keep our memory jars in our head.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll talk some more next week when we're here.
This was just a good start. All right, you ready to go upstairs? Let's do it.
So, a few more thoughts about the last 6 years. When I began to look back on our years together, one word popped out: COVID. I had to take COVID into account. And it seems, how many people feel like that was so long ago? It feels like it was so long ago, but there were times in the early months I thought, I am crazy to have moved to a new city during a pandemic. Thankfully, my apartment had good light, and believe it or not, technology expanded my Lynchburg world. Who knew? The first little minister emails that came out is, now your congregants have seen every nose hair that you have, so let's work on better ways of being on Zoom. My favorite word during most of these years is unmute, unmute. But it's really amazing how much we've learned and accomplished. Slowly, as the pandemic eased and immunizations were developed, there was a loosening of our ability to be together, because some of us really felt like our mental health was suffering because we couldn't be with our friends. So one day we decided to have a drive-by at, up at you house to give guests at your table boxes for everybody. And this person walked up to me with a mask on, and he said, "Hi, Terry." I'm like, I don't know who you are. It was Gary. I'd only seen him on Zoom. So there were big adjustments when we started coming out. And the other reality during COVID was different people had different feelings about what was safe and what wasn't safe. And so that created some really scary and painful situations, and that was really painful. But slowly we came back together, but we didn't want to lose the breadth of our online community. Can you imagine being here and not having all of these wonderful people who are online? Kim, thank you for staying home with Nora, who's sick, so Courtney could be here. So who would we be if we weren't all together? So that's been such a gift, and I'm glad that our congregation is committed to being a hybrid community. And we still have, what can I say, periodic tech issues. At least we're beyond the stage where, good to see you, Brianna, when she was here for hours waiting for the tech people to come put the modem in. And at the back, y'all can't see the days that Miles and Kenneth and others hold up the piece of paper that says, "Turn on your mic." Yeah. This is like more of the delightful part. Even though we have a wonderful, intrepid team of tech folks, they're very patient with me, and we're very patient with each other. As we moved out of our pandemic frame of mind, we explored who we are and what we want to be. So together, with lots of input from a lot of you, and wordsmithing with a group of members, we developed a mission statement. I think that's in your order of service. I think it's a darn good, I would say another word, but we're in church. It's a really wonderful mission statement that I want to live up to. So let's share it together. As a loving, vibrant, and inclusive community, we celebrate the dignity of all living beings and nurture lifelong spiritual and ethical growth. Encouraging compassion for all, we protect the vitality of our natural world and act for justice, equity, and peace. We live love in the world. And several people over the years have said, well, what does it mean to live love in the world? Well, we're figuring that out day by day. But that's a statement that we can celebrate. And of course, one of the things that led me to this congregation is that social justice work is important to this community. And it takes many forms, whether it's working with or statewide organizations that try to affect bills that are passed or sent away, direct engagement, learning about our own privilege, and committing to improving the welfare of all those in our community. So as we look back on our years together, I think it's perfect timing for Kyle to be here to tell us about where Camp Kumbaya is now, because I don't know how many years we have supported Camp Kumbaya. That was long before me, but I think from pretty much the beginning. So that commitment will continue. And so thank you, Kyle, for being here and telling us a little bit about what Camp Kumbaya is up to this year.
This mic got me. Morning, friends. How's everyone today? I'm delighted to be back with you all. It was right about a year here.
Yeah.
I was brand new to the role at camp. I was 4 weeks in, and
we didn't, you stayed after you came here. I did too.
life takes us unexpected places.
That's right.
Doesn't it? If you told me a couple of years ago that I'd be running a summer camp, where my kids went a couple of years ago, yeah, who knows? Thank you for having me back. I want to say how glad I am to be back with everyone. And about a year ago, y'all were kind enough to have me here. And in thinking back on my last year, my takeaway is that encouragement is often a self-fulfilling prophecy. We commonly use the phrase that if you think you can or you can't, you're right. My observation has been that sometimes when we tell someone else you can or you can't, that can also become manifest. And I'm deeply grateful for the encouragement that I've received this last year. Because in all stages of life, we continue to need that encouragement through new jobs, new projects, new phases of relationships and parenting. A kind word is never wasted, and I hope that each of you will receive the kindness and support that will bring out your best as we work to do the same this summer at camp for your children, grandchildren, and neighbors. Terry, I also don't know how far back the relationship with this congregation goes.
Wait a minute, Molly might know. Molly, do you know how far back it goes?
As far back as we have, imagine so. As far back as we have records in the office, that's what I know, and we're very grateful for that. There's a shared set of values as well as the history there. So I'd love to share a little bit of that history. I imagine many of you know it well, but for the newcomers and all that stuff. This is our 75th year of summer camp at Kumbaya. The first programming for children took place in 1950 on what was then the Cosby family farm and has continued ever since with the exception of 2020. So Bev Cosby, a soft-spoken but prolific figure in Lynchburg history, founded not only Camp Kumbaya but also Lynchburg Covenant Fellowship, Miriam's House, Interfaith Outreach, and the Church of the Covenant, which is located right next to camp just off Boonesboro Road. Right around the corner from here, you may know the Helping Hands mural that was painted. It's at 9th and Commerce. painted in 2004, not long after Bev's passing in 2002. A through line in Bev's work and life was creating spaces and communities where all were welcome and people of all races and backgrounds could gather together. Bev served in World War II in the Pacific, and as he rode by bus back from California with African American soldiers he had served alongside, as he reached the American South, he encountered the different ways that people of different backgrounds and colors were treated. As he got back to Lynchburg, he founded not only the first interracial church here in Lynchburg, started the first interracial dining place, and when Lynchburg City closed its pools in 1961, rather than integrate them, Bev opened the pools at Camp Kumbaya to all and invited the African American community to come and swim there. The invitation, of course, was highly controversial at the time. Most of the white families who were swimming at the camp pools got out that day. All but 9 families withdrew from camp that summer. The following year in 1962, when Martin Luther King Jr. came to Lynchburg to speak at E.C. Glass that evening, he dined at the Lodge of the Fishermen there adjacent to camp. It was the only dining place in Lynchburg other than the hospital cafeteria where blacks and whites could eat together. So we're very proud of that history at camp and consider that inclusion and welcome sort of at the heart and soul of our values and missions. So this summer at camp we'll serve nearly 700 campers, providing childcare for working parents, and something we can all agree on, getting kids off the couch and into the woods. 80 campers a week for 8 weeks, plus our leaders in training, or our LITs, our junior counselors, my daughter among them this year. There's a wonderful staff to camper ratio with 2 counselors for every 10 campers. We have 2 zip lines, those historic swimming pools, an archery range, fishing, canoeing, arts, crafts, and we sing a lot of silly songs. Lunch and a snack are provided every day with 3 meals a week, weather permitting, being cooked out over a campfire. Those small group sizes allow us to continue that tradition of inclusion, serving campers with developmental, dietary, and other medical needs who might not otherwise be able to enjoy a camp experience. But it's the values that underlie what we do that really tell the Camp Kumbaya story, those same values of welcome for all, inclusion, and acceptance that you all know so well. This year at camp, we're celebrating a different value each week for our 8 weeks of camp: kindness, curiosity, teamwork, respect for the environment, respect for each other, joy, courage, and compassion. Ways to emphasize to our campers that we're doing more than just having fun. There's a take-home and a lasting impact to a week in the woods, away from screens and devices, and in the company of new friends from all walks of life in every corner of this community. Thanks to the generosity of Lynchburg friends, this camp year will be able to offer more than $15,000 in camp scholarships. Our goal is that any child who wants to attend camp should be able to, and we're very grateful for friends like all of you who make it possible for us to offer that. Outside of the summer camp season, we're working to make our 47-acre campus a year-round asset and hub for the community. We host school field trips focusing on environmental education that reached 500 students this spring, about 1,500 a year. Our Kinderwoods playground provides a safe outdoor space for children to explore and experience a more natural type of environment, and there's a 1.2-mile hiking trail that rings the campus. If you need a quiet spot in the woods to rest and recharge, I hope you'll come and visit. Across both summer and school year programming, we know there's a deep need for time in nature and those hands-on experiences for kids. Capacity is a greater concern than demand. Our summer camps book up each year, and similarly for school year field trips, we're always looking for additional education volunteers to be able to meet the needs of our community. Thank you again for your time this morning, your friendship at camp, and the opportunity to enrich the lives of the kids in our community. So.
Thanks, Kyle. Thank you. Each Sunday, we take an offering of our gifts, and this week, our offering will be shared with Camp Kumbaya. If you want to write a check, just in the memo line, please put Camp Kumbaya. And if you're on Zoom, then you can send a check to the congregation or give a gift by Venmo. was an interesting picture. I couldn't see it very far from the side. Anyway, never mind. So we haven't always agreed. I've made mistakes. One can only consider the amount of times I haven't turned the mic on to realize perfection is not where I am. Other folks have made mistakes. We've hurt each other's feelings at times. Sometimes it's been hard to give up strongly held feelings and opinions. But what's important is that as a community, we understand that we aren't all alike and that it's important to have differing points of view. And we stay to learn and grow together. And none of us, from board members to minister to members of the congregation, get our way all the time. That's part of the reality of living and growing and being part of a community. As Francis David said centuries ago, we need not think alike to love alike. Our community is healthier because our congregation is shaped by all the ideas, thoughts, needs, and gifts of our members and friends. What an amazing gift this is. There aren't many places in our society where we can agree to disagree and continue to support one another. Over the years, it's been so wonderful to get to know the members and friends in this congregation and to be someone who represents our community in Lynchburg. One of the joys is always welcoming new members into the congregation. And today, we are honored to welcome into our Unitarian Universalist congregation 2 individuals who have found this to be a place to grow, to share their gifts, and to build a meaningful life within this community. It's a joy for us that they have chosen to become members of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lynchburg with full rights and responsibilities. So I'd like to invite Les Cruz and Fred Harvey to come forward to sign the membership book. Or do you want to hear all the words? We're not asking for blood today, okay? So, name, signature, address, thank you. When we choose to become members of a faith community, we commit ourselves to the welfare of our liberal faith and of this congregation. Though we come from different backgrounds and different perspectives, we believe that membership in this congregation calls us to celebrate the chances and changes that have drawn us together. The relationships we form in this congregation are based on needs of the soul, needs that render each of us vulnerable and therefore reliant on each other's grace, goodness, and generosity of spirit. As members of this congregation, we pledge to be the guardians of each other's spirits and to believe in each one's inherent worth and dignity. So, Les and Fred, welcome. Chris will come forward as the
Vice President?
yeah,
There we go.
the reigning vice
I
president.
didn't know if maybe it was a building and grounds thing. I don't know. They've
Oh, it
both
could
been
have been
helpful
that
there
too.
Everybody welcomes you. Becoming a member of this fellowship is an important step, but is only a first step. I invite you to grow in your faith. More importantly, I charge you to find and share your special gifts with us. Ours is a shared ministry. Each of you brings vision vitality, and renewal to our community. We need you. We need your ideas, your care, and your wisdom. Your energy and enthusiasm will be a source of joy and new life for all of us. On behalf of the community, it is my pleasure to welcome you into our midst. Will you walk together with us, sharing the joys and the responsibilities of membership? I will.
Today, we offer you gifts. Okay. There's nothing exploding in there. Okay, these are symbols of your new relationship with our congregation. A chalice pendant, resources to enhance your understanding of our faith, a new bar of soap that I made yesterday with several members of the congregation. And let me give you a hug. It's so wonderful to have you. May these gifts remind you of the many ways this congregation would like to offer you support, challenge, and care in the years to come. So I now ask the members of this congregation, will you please rise in body or spirit? Will you welcome Les and Fred as new members of our congregation? Will you reach out to them in friendship, including them in our activities and fellowship? Will you be open to their unique gifts and perspectives? Will you extend your friendship to each of them, remembering that each of us at some point was a new member? If you would, then please share together in the words of welcome to them. We welcome you. We join our gifts, talents, energy, and commitment with yours. Together, let us celebrate our faith, which honors the past, lives with passion in the moment, and envisions the future. You are part of us, and we are part of you. We are one community. Welcome and thank you. You may be seated. We all may be seated. One of the aspects of our congregation that is really precious, in which I appreciate everyone's trust in our community, is when we share together our joys and concerns. Spirit of life and love, we hold up today the wonder and mystery of life, the gift that we are able to live in such an amazing part of the world. We give thanks for those individuals and organizations that seek to broaden our understanding that we are part of one human family. And we are so grateful for the history and ongoing work of Camp Kumbaya. Today, we're aware that there is much suffering in the world, in our community, and the larger world. Help us to continue to be grounded in hope, love, and justice, to not be overwhelmed by the pain of the world, but be committed to doing whatever is within our power to do, to be love in the world. Today we give thanks for this community, for the lives that are touched by the ways in which we learn to grow, to become more than we thought we could become, to be humble, and to seek out ways that we can live our faith in the world. This we ask in the name of all that is sacred. Amen. There's lots to be grateful for. Gosh, we've remained the same and we've changed so much in the last few years. We've elected leaders, we've made changes to bylaws, we have a behavioral covenant, we've worked through disagreements within our congregation, and there have been differences that sometimes we couldn't bridge very well. We've all made mistakes. It's been hard and it's been sad. And some of the interactions that we faced were influenced by the changes in our society. A few years ago, a UU minister who was one of the regional staff said, because the framework of our nation is so tied with Unitarian and Universalist values that as the society gets either healthier or crazier, that makes an impact in the life and the welfare of our congregations. So part of what we're doing together is learning how to be ourselves and how to live a grounded life in the face of everything that's going on. Over the years, we focused on being advocates and allies of the LGBTQIA+ community. We've done some work on addressing our privilege and the institutionalized racism that impacts every single person in our society. And we have more to work to do in relationship to fighting oppression. We continue to be advocates for our natural world, and we seek to find ways to do the hard work of justice. And then a few years ago, there was the name change. What can I say? That was hard and thoughtful work. And some folks were really upset about the change, and I want to honor that. And was the name exactly the way everybody wanted? No. Community is often about compromise. But what I respect most is the people who most did not want to change the name are still part of our community, helping us work and grow together. That action speaks loudly of the democratic nature of our faith tradition. So as I prepare to leave, there are lots of things I will remember. And I also want to answer a couple of questions people keep saying. Well, what do I do if I see you at Fresh Market? Do I go down a different aisle? No, it's okay. I'm not going to walk by Bob and Joanne and not give them a hug. I mean, let's face it. I think what we need to respect is that I will not be involved in congregational politics or events that are inappropriate to me as a future member of the congregation. I had a great conversation with Reverend Kathy, and I'm just excited that she's coming and that when I return, that she's going to be my minister. I think she's a great person. So, you know, the next few weeks I'll be saying goodbye to all you wonderful people for a few months. I'm relating this to the Southworths going to Japan for a year. Although I won't, well, I don't know. Westminster huh? Oh, okay. I was just thinking, but I keep calling Westminster Canterbury like it's like living on a cruise ship. So I'm going to have a cruise ship experience for a few months. But Kathy is not one of those ministers that says you have to be gone for 2 years. No, thank goodness. But there are lots of other things for us to remember. Wouldn't Joan McCallum love the amphitheater? Those of you who didn't know Joan, she was really the impetus for the downtown renewal. Remember the Chinese wedding when we all got paid for showing up? I read an article this week, and evidently that's a norm. And soup Sundays. How many people tasted soup we never thought would taste? what about the respectful ways that people have honored the variety of allergies that many of us have? Alpha-gal, wheat, chocolate, eggs, milk, the list goes on. And the building. So, of course, the top of my great memories of here, Emily. Yeah. Bless her for putting up with my complete lack of musical intelligence. But I do make a joyful noise. Yeah, yeah. And Courtney and the leadership of this congregation and the people who show up to do all sorts of things. David, bless him, was helping me pack up my office this week, and it was like, what are those voices? Well, it was Liz, and who was up there with you, Liz? Oh, working on the archives. Bless y'all. I know we are so blessed. There's a lot that we've done these past 6 years, and for the most part, it's been fun and exciting. Many congregations didn't outlast COVID. But what wonderful conversations. That's some of the conversations that were very special to me were the last conversations I had with Charlie. And one when Joan McCallum was in ICU, and so I was like, oh my God, Joan's in ICU. And I walk in and she's like, turn the television to MSNBC. I'm not gonna watch this other stuff. I'm like, wait, you're in ICU. But I thought we might take a couple of minutes to just share what's been fun, funny, weird, hard the last few years. Barb, is this printable? Oh, God.
Going to Spain with you and walking the Camino. Oh, please, I've got a loud voice.
Yes, but the folks,
The folks on Zoom can't hear you. Thank you.
Barb sharing what should have stayed in Spain, maybe.
What happens in Spain stays in Spain.
Yeah.
No, but we had a wonderful walking of the Camino, the last 60 some odd miles.
I
Terry
took a taxi.
But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have gone. And then we had a beautiful trip to Alaska where we stayed at Unitarian homes. Becky was with us and Chuck was with us. And that's just a marvelous experience. We stayed in a little fishing village, not a village, well, village, yeah, but also with some sustenance fishermen, not big corporate fishermen, but people caught a couple tuna and call their neighbors and say, I got a couple tuna, and that's how they live and survive. So it's truly been a wonderful experience to travel with Terry.
Harry?
Yes,
Harry?
Dick.
Yeah, this is Dick. I wanted to say how great it was that you did something I don't know that other ministers don't do, I don't think, and that is you have shared services. And I was privileged to be in several of those shared services with you. And I think it was wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dick. That was fun. Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't mention the services. It's been so great to work with so many different people in the congregation on different services, even when I don't remember to turn my mic on.
I'm Chris Sawney, and Priscilla and I were members of this congregation many years ago, and then we moved out of the area and kind of fell out of touch for over 20 years. And then a couple of years ago, when we decided we wanted to come back and kind of refresh that, become part of the community, Terry was a delightful pathway for us to, took us out for lunch and just made us feel really more at home than we had when we were here previously. So it's been a very, very good experience for us, and a lot of that was because of Terry's welcoming and of course everyone else too. But
thanks. There's so much to give thanks for when we're part of a community. It's not always perfect. None of us are perfect, but the ways in which we are able to grow and learn more about who we are and how to engage with other people is truly a gift for all of us, because we are committed to a lifetime of learning and growing. And so let us rise in body or spirit as we share together hymn number 128, For All That Is Our Life. It's time for our roomies to wave goodbye to our Zoomies, and Zoomies, wave goodbye to our roomies. It's been wonderful to be together. As we extinguish the flame of our chalice, we share together these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And I had to choose my Theodore Parker blessing. Theodore Parker wrote, "Be ours a religion which like sunshine goes everywhere. Its temple all space, its shrine the good heart, its creed all truth, its ritual works of love, its profession of faith, divine living. May it be so. Blessed be." love and go in peace.